Thank you for joining us for Father Time by the Fire. Don't forget that we're on every Thursday at 8, and to share this link with your friends and family, make sure that you comment below a question that you would like to ask our pastor or any father figure in your life. And just enjoy our conversation that we're going to have, and thank you for joining us.
I love the fire thing.
I love the fire.
Yeah, I love the fire too, and it's so nice.
We got to start a fire going.
Wow. So, Papa, I would love to know how was such type of a setting way back during your age, at our age, and like, could you have your parents also get to sit with you by the fire like this, or let's assume you have a luncheon somewhere and you get to discuss such a topics about relationships? How was it way back then?
Well, the fire is like one of the those big African settings for storytelling and stuff, but it works better for like those who grew up in the village with a bigger space. But for me, growing up in Katwe, of all places, Katwe.
You
Call
didn't
me-
have where to put the fireplace.
Call me the king of Katwe.
King of Katwe.
King
Yeah.
But like for our fire, we used to sit like around the charcoal stove.
Wow.
Amanda, Sibiri. Used to be really fun. Sit around that. But I have a funny story when we were sitting around. I must have been 12, 13. That was during the time of like the war and stuff. So I remember, I don't know if Azaria told you this story, me and my mom and my siblings were sitting around.
The charcoal
This
stove.
was in Chibuye. Because like we moved from Katwe to Chibuye, so that was like moving on up.
Yeah.
Uptown.
Uptown.
So Chibuye was like
The
big
uptown.
improvement uptown at that time. You know, so we are sitting around the charcoal stove, and all of a sudden, because we didn't have like the electricity and stuff, so you know, you sit outside, it's a little dark, you are focused
On the
on
fire.
on the fire, and all of a sudden, when we turned, this army guys were standing around us.
Oh, good. So how
I
was that
faint.
feeling?
Yeah, but they were not rough or anything like that. But like, hey, ingia,
Like,
ingia ndani.
like go inside.
Like go inside. Swahili for go inside.
Yeah, go
And everybody was like, so we forgot. So we had and we were cooking some food and stuff, but we left everything there. So, you know, so that night we didn't eat. But as we are inside, we would like smell the food
The
burn.
food
So you got even more hungry. They're suffering.
like you can't even make a step of going to check if they are gone and you pick the food.
When Frank asked me about the fire stories that came, I'll never forget that story. You know, yeah. And my mom and another story also. You know, we used to count a lot of like funny stories. And one time we went inside because we had like, you know, we'll be sitting at home, then you hear something going on at the neighbors.
The movements
Then
and
everybody just runs inside. Then you know, like on these like single room places, you have a curtain. You open, then you have a curtain. Then when you close the door, you can leave the curtain outside. You know how it is.
Yeah.
So
That's it.
my mom was like, you know, she started opening the door. And everybody was like, not open. And she was like, I have to get my curtain. as she was opening really slow, reaching out for the curtain, the guy kicked the door. So that was like a funny stories growing up in the city
So
or
like
in the urban areas at that time, because the urban areas were really dangerous during the wartime.
So she
You know?
thought by morning someone would have picked the curtain and have taken her curtain.
Cutting over your life. Can you believe, like, but that was my
that's your mom.
Because I think it was for her, it was like having this something good that you really love, like having a curtain. I think it was not something easy in those days.
Yeah.
So she was like leaving her treasure outside, and she had to go grab it.
Yeah. So another fun thing for me during that time was like to warm some water, put it in the basin and sit inside.
And you sit inside
In the basin.
and
Yeah,
then
that was really fun when it rains outside at night.
how
and you
big
do
were
that.
you? How big were you since the basin is so small?
You know, I was a very skinny kid, skinny teenager at that
So
time,
you
really
squeeze
small.
all your
yeah,
body
yeah.
into the
I was
basin.
skinny all like my teen years to my 20s. Yeah, you know,
So you
But then at what age did you start mugging?
in my 20s, 25. Yeah,
So
25. Even if you saw my pictures when I was 20, 22, I was still way skinny. You were way bigger than me. Yeah. Some of the pictures you see.
And then how comes that you were a fit guy and you're being skinny?
good
Growing
boxer.
up around sports, boxing, so it was always fun.
Like you
you
had
know.
the drive in
But for me, I love fire. You know,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah. Actually, Papa, so nowadays, like most of the trending sports, apart from basketball, we have football, and football is putting a lot of youths, teenagers, and even the old people like on tension now. For example, here we have Manchester, Arsenal, Chelsea, Man City. Was it the same case like during your time? Were you a great follower to football, or was football like so much loved, or was basketball so much loved?
Soccer was always big, but with limited times of viewing. You guys like watch everything live and
Yeah,
stuff
live.
and live, but at that time, some of the stuff was recorded, pre-recorded stuff. You know, like watching something live was
yeah.
a big deal. Maybe World Cup, something like that, because it was very expensive to watch live
Like something
telecast at that time. Yeah, but soccer's always been big, always been big. Yeah, but of course now there's more people.
Yeah.
You know,
Now, like
Can
during the World Cup sessions, how did you guys used to watch it? Like World Cup.
that was one of the big, like fun for us. Like we would go, hey, listen, like just having a TV
At your
in
house.
an area, not at the house, but
In an area.
yeah, you'll be known. The home will be known that is that home.
Wow.
They own a TV. So like for us growing up, like when we were like maybe 8, 9, 10, there's this house in Chiweye. They should let us go watch TV, but from the window. But the rule was you have to come like clean and stuff. So in
When
the
you've
evening,
showered.
we was like go clean yourself. Just to go stand in the wind
the
and watch
window
from
and
the
Like
one.
shade.
you shower, smear yourself, clean up
Yeah.
yourself, and you're going to stand in the wind. Wow.
But like I know that growing up you knew a lot of these like big mainstream guys. Like you knew like Bob Marley, you knew Muhammad Ali, like you knew the athletes and stuff. Because I've grown up with you playing like Bob Marley for me and stuff, and telling me about how you used to admire Muhammad Ali. But how did you know about them if you couldn't like watch them like you would now?
This is another fun thing we used to do, because everything was so limited to having, let's say, a magazine. Like,
Yep.
like one of the big magazines for us growing up, there was a magazine called Ebony. It's an American magazine. So like, let's say a kid will get it from somebody, from an auntie, uncle, they came back. So that one magazine will go around the village to another village, to an old school. It will be passed on. It gets so dirty, but everybody will be asking. That was the same thing with the tape. Everybody signs some,
So
somebody
you
takes
had
the
to
phone,
book in
listen
advance.
to book in advance.
Like you can even
Yeah.
book it for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You're going to watch it like 2 weeks, but you book it like right now.
When the VHS first came, the tapes, the VHS video tapes
Yeah.
first came, just holding it and walking around with it, that
was
would
a
make
big
you
deal.
famous.
Wow.
just holding it, you're not even playing it.
You'd be the
And then,
village celebrity
and
with
then
the tape.
if somebody like had one, it will be passed on all over the place. Play some, you know, so everybody will be asking. So you come out of your house, there will be kids are outside the door. I mean, outside the gate, waiting for like to get it from you and stuff.
So when someone knows they are going to pick it like the coming week or after days, they just come like early in the morning ready to get it from your house and go with. Wow, that was so fun.
Yeah, that was, you know, it was always a fun thing to. So something like that would be a big deal. Just a tape, cassette tape,
Yeah,
to go around places. Have you guys seen a cassette tape before?
the big.
Yeah,
I think I've seen the big.
Yeah,
one.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? You guys talk about it like it's like from the, you know.
actually, but me, I didn't go much into that era that used it. But what I could notice was someone getting a pen and is doing like this.
Yeah.
Like playing. Yeah, I've also seen it when
Imagine
my
the
kids
DJs.
playing
That's
with
how
it.
they would do it. You'll be having like a set here, and then he rolls another song, plays it, pauses it, plays this one, lets this one go, goes back to another
How
one.
could someone tell that now I'm at the tune that I love?
That's what made them the best.
Wow.
That's why you guys, everything is so easy for you. Use the laptops and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that's why the best DJs are considered to be those who can play with the real
With the true thing. Wow.
stuff.
The
I mean, how do you
only
call
time I
those?
I know, like the mixers, like and
Not the
stuff.
mixers you guys have now.
Oh,
I'm talking,
vinyl?
yeah, I'm talking about like the one you bought from that kid.
Oh yeah, vinyl.
They ban, yeah. So, you know.
The only time
But
I've
now
seen
even
that
anybody
thing-
can be DJ. What's so big deal?
The only time I've seen that thing is.
So you
playing
guys
with it as a kid.
you got to respect the people who used to do stuff before, because you had to, you know, just looking for like finding information was a big deal. Now you have Google. Makes you lazy. You just put in something. There you are. But
And also child.
Even when you don't want to write, you just speak
Yeah.
and you get everything.
you know, and get an app for the Bible and stuff. So
You just play it and
Yeah.
listen, and you
So-
get share everything.
Yeah, so coming to this, tell us about your relationship, like your relationship life way back, because right now, like giving an example of my generation, we start dating at 16, 17, 18. For you, at what age?
that's you guys now. So you guys, you're talking about some stuff which you can not hear about. Like, yeah, I'm 16, I'm dating what? Dating who? And for what reasons? That was a good, like, whooping for you right there. Unless, like, you know, there's some people who grew up in a different setup. So, like, those people were considered abazungu.
Abazungu.
Abazungu,
The white.
yeah, because they are like, because of the culture, the home, and like, more like people were like more exposed and educated maybe.
Yeah.
And so, but you wouldn't come home and start 16 that I'm dating. This is my girlfriend. And leave alone that and being even a Christian, like, so you have to stay away from those things. You know? So,
Normal.
So
Yeah.
at what age could they tell you to, like, now you're fit for it?
when you're a man, maybe, or something, and you know, like African settings, you don't grow up, you can be 20, you can be considered being
25.
Provided you're still staying
Yeah.
with your parents.
You're still
Yeah.
a kid.
And
Still
how
a
was
kid.
your relationship with your mom?
I was close because I grew up, I didn't know my dad. So I grew up with my mom. I was really close because I remember being a kid, like if my mom went any place, I would be crying and worried that she's gonna come back. And because of like the things we are going through at that time, it was even making it more tough. You know, so I was really close with my mom. Yeah.
Like you
Though
guys,
she was tough, but at the same time very loving. But she was, you know, tough woman. And you don't blame her for being tough, like it's tough.
I have a lot of funny stories of,
Yeah.
of her being tough.
Yeah.
Like really tough.
Yeah.
like should beat up with housework, school, friends, like
Yeah.
what specific ways? Because you can tell someone is tough just because of how they speak.
Tough, like being very restrict about things, where you going and stuff and hanging around.
With
And not
people
even
you
like
hang out with.
this she was like somebody who wouldn't like entertain you having all your friends at home and stuff like that. You know? Yeah,
So-
she was very protective.
Like she would want specific friends for you. Like the friends she knows are not
Yeah.
going to mess you up and stuff.
Yeah. You know, she would be somebody who can embarrass you. You were hanging with your friends in another playground at the freeways where it's like, Sunday! Go back home! And,
So
she would even feel like you're embarrassed. Like, you know.
Sunday, your name?
Yeah. I grew up Sunday. Yeah, that's
And
my
how
name.
did the Sunday name disappear?
Well,
It's still there.
still there, but what happened, I was getting baptized in the Anglican church, and right there, the guy said, no, Sunday is not a name. For some reason, like, it was like a nickname. Yeah. So, but it's always there. But when you hear somebody calling me Sunday, you know they know me from,
From being a kid, from childhood.
yeah,
Wow.
People will call you Uncle Sunday.
yeah. Like all my like nephews, nieces, they call me Uncle Sunday.
I love that part of Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, go home.
Pitako!
So you would come running. You know.
And then you'll be like, why do you do that? You know?
So when you get
Stuff.
And by the way,
so when you get home, you're not punished of like her coming to look for you and calling and being.
by the way, they could also tell you that once I reach faster than you, then you're dead.
Yeah. If I get home before you. Yeah.
What? So
It was
you,
always fun.
Actually, there was always this culture in Africa whereby everyone who was older than you or every parent had rights over you.
The old
That
village.
someone had a right
Yeah.
to whip you
Yeah.
from Lubowa, someone had a right to
Yeah.
whip you from Chiagere. So how would you see that?
But now it's not like that anymore, because a lot of people have moved in areas, congestion and stuff. You don't know who is who, really, apart from the few neighbors you know. But
like
It's-
the
it's-
ones who have been there for some good time.
yeah, but before you would know everybody in the area. Yeah, even in the areas like inner cities like Katwe, Chibuye, you still know people.
Like
Yeah.
what?
But even
Not-
like
but-
now, like areas like Zana, these areas now, so name, you would know like so and so stays. That's their house, homes.
Well,
What's
the
the
way
other?
they talked about it, it's like it's not like there was like that many people
Yeah.
all around like there is now. Like
Yeah.
there's so many.
So many people and stuff, congestion and stuff. So now you can't really take on somebody's kid like that because you are staying in the village and stuff.
So like what used to cause that of knowing everyone? Is it because people are few because of a war?
Few
or-
people. It wasn't because of the war, but that's how I think it is. Even now, like if we got 10, 20 years from now,
Yeah.
there will be more people in these areas. So that's why now you see, like, there's more fights about the land. When I was growing up, I never heard anybody about like fighting for land and stuff, ever. But now everything you hear about is land fight. Somebody's fighting for this
Some kid
piece
is
of
killing
land.
the mother,
Yeah,
is killing
land.
the grandfather.
Never heard about it because there was a bigger space. Now-
Actually, land now is the biggest
Yeah.
property that one can.
Yeah, now think about 15, 20 years from now.
It's very,
Yeah.
so expensive.
Yeah, very
People will
expensive.
start buying space. That
So-
space belongs to me. The land belongs to you, but
Yeah.
that space is mine. They even label up the space.
So,
Like the land is yours, the
So,
space
Papa,
is mine.
now, at your teenage age, from around, like, yes, you went to the States earlier, but before going to the States, how was your teenage age as far as working? Now, like, you're going to find right now, kids at 15 are already working, making money. A kid is owning a business for selling eggs, selling chapati.
We would do that in the area where we grew up. Like there's this lady in Chibuye who used to, I don't know, I'm not sure. I asked maybe somebody where she was selling the papers, but she would bring in a lot of, like they used to bring in powder milk.
Yeah.
So when they take out the powder milk,
It was there by then.
Yeah,
Wow.
even better. You know, and now that stuff, you know, now you guys feed on a lot of fake stuff. So, you know, there's no regulations.
And you fed
now.
on the original.
Yeah, fed on the original stuff, good stuff. So she used to get those bags after they take out the milk, and then we'll go clean them. So, like, we do that from morning, the evening, and you are all white by the time
And how was the payment?
small, but there was a payment. So we used to, you know, help around people and stuff, get different jobs around the area. Yeah, and then there's this guy who started a studio, like taking photos and stuff. So we used also to work, help at his place, taking pictures and stuff.
Is it still there?
No, no, he's not, but I remember that.
And like, how was like friend zoning like during your time? Cause like currently, I think to us sometimes you have friends, and you're with friends, and you're like, and at times you don't want what they do, and but you don't want to lose them because they are your friends, and like they might lead you a certain way. They tell you to do stuff, but really at times you don't want to do what they are telling you to do. But you're like, these are my only friends, and these are the friends I have, and you're like, you don't want to lose your friends, but you also don't want to do what they're doing. Like, how was like friend zoning in your times, like with the friends you have and the stuff you do?
The thing is, like, we are kind of like doing the same things. You go to school, like weekdays, you come, then in the evening, go play soccer and stuff. But for us, we grew up in rough areas, you know. It can't get rougher than Katwe when it comes to drugs and everything. And but my group, my circles of friends, we are not involved like in any dirty stuff. And we're like other guys around us who used to do stuff, but we always kept tight, not involving in anything. Yeah.
Did you have like a chance, or any of your friends, like, did they have a chance of getting rid of someone because of the drugs and society you guys were in? Because sometimes when you're in society and you're in friends, like at times they pull you, and like to us, like to some of my people and my friends and the generation I'm in, like at times it's hard for you to be like, these are my friends, but I need to
I think you can be pulled in more if you're hanging around those very people. But if say like we are 6 of us in the area, it's my friend Azaria, Frank and stuff, and those like kind of the ones who keep tight around you, then like there wouldn't be anybody pulling you in any other bad thing. So because those guys, you can let's say we go for a soccer game, then they will be there. But as long as that something like that which puts you guys together is done, then everybody goes on their own. Then you will stick to your friends. Yeah, like for us in the evening, we'd go home, like clean up and stuff, and then there's these areas where we used to go sit in the evening, talk about stuff and hang. That was one of my favorite things to do.
And talk
You know?
about things.
Actually, so how did you? I'm imagining of Katwe.
And this another funny story.
Yeah.
One time, like, you know, for me, I've never been like in a jail, police jail, anything like that. Ever. I've never been locked up. You know, I thank God for that. But one time, like, these 4 of my friends were walking from Chibuya Market. You guys know Chibuya Market?
Yes.
So they are crossing over, come this side of Chibuya near the police. And at that time, I think they were like 15, 14, 13. Maybe the oldest was maybe 16.
Wow.
And the guys were, where are you guys coming from and stuff? It was 4, but the guy said it was late.
Like in the evening.
What are you guys doing? And they locked them up in Chibuya police station.
And now we are prisons during that time.
So they had to be there for an overnight.
Yeah.
What?
Maybe 2 days.
And
So if I happened to be moving with them at that time, and they didn't do anything, like, and they
so
they
how
locked
tough
them
were
up.
prisons during that time?
these guys were telling us funny stories. When they got in there, they got him to sing for those guys who were in there.
Sing for the pioneer.
Stuff. You know, the same things which happens when you get locked up, because those are the same stories you hear.
When you talk about that, you remind me of some story you told us about the soldier who got you a radio. Was it a radio? Then he made you like dance. Then he gave you a lot of.
Yeah, the soldier. You know, I did break dancing for this soldier, and he was drunk, and he put in a lot of money, and every kid in the neighborhood was chasing me and stuff.
He was making you dance.
Yeah,
You were dancing,
Yeah.
you were dancing after the passion that you're dancing, or you were dancing without
Because-
pressure because you
no, there wasn't any pressure because the guy was drunk with his gun and the radio cassette, and So when I danced for him, we used to do break dance at that time. Break dance was really big.
Yeah.
I
Now
never knew that you used to break dance.
I'll do some for you tonight. It was one of the best.
we can't wait.
There's this such
Is
a
there
guy
anything
comes.
you haven't tried? I will show you some moves. You'll be surprised.
So this
Actually-
soldier guy comes in and he's like, and you're dancing.
Yeah, so I danced and stuff, and he got so excited, and he reached in and put in a lot of money. He must have like stolen some money from people and stuff. He gave me a lot of money and stuff,
And you became
Yeah,
the rich
and when he gave me the money, everybody got scared, like, no, don't take his money. And he said, no, let him take the money. Like he was excited and stuff, and I went to run.
Hi, thank you for joining us for Father Time by the Fire. We had a great conversation, and I really hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to share this with your friends and family. We're on every Thursday at 8. And don't forget to comment below any questions that you would like to ask our pastor or any father figure in your life. And just make sure that you join us next week. Don't forget. Please join us next week.